Okay, I'm not doing part two because I still don't have a name uh, for the original series that I was doing. If Deku was the Ten Tails Jinchuriki, so as of right now, I'll be starting something different. I know a lot of YouTubers have done this as of late, and I know that people would, you know, not really get into it. But today I'm going to be doing what if Deku had all symbiotes and abilities? And what I mean is, Deku has a quirk in this. It's just passive. And I don't just mean like five symbiotes or just the basic abilities. No, I mean he has all of the symbiotes that are known, from venom all the way to anti venom. And I chose anti venom as well because there's a resistance that anti venom has that I'll get into later. So I guess I should start listing off the symbiotes that he'd have. First, he'd have venom, and I'll get into the abilities of each later on in the story. He'd have carnage, he'd have toxin, hybrid, mania, riot, agony. He'd have lasher and anti venom. Oh, and crowbar. And I'll have to change some things because Deku, I'm pretty sure, would be driven insane. So, as of now, let's get started. When Deku was born, they tested him to see if he had a quirk, and he showed signs that he did. But it wasn't a normal quirk as of a transmutation or transformation or some extraordinary ability. No, it's just when you were around Deku, you had a calming aura. You were more calm. It's like he was able to stabilize something and something around everybody, inside everybody. He was able to stabilize your most primal urges. So they called it calming aura. But Deku came out a little weirder than most babies would. Deku came out not crying at all. You would see him just sitting there sometimes. So this would highly affect Bakugo and Midoriya's interactions with each other due to Midoriya actually having a quirk and Midoriya's quirk being so passive and so calming that it would originally just every time Bakugo was around Deku, he'd instantly calm down. So it changed his nature. So I'd say that Bakugo is more timid in this. He's not like shy. He's just more calm. He he's a mix of Todoroki and Ida with a little bit of Kirishima. And we have to keep it his own self. So he has a little slight hint of his old self around other people, but around Dekugo, Deku. He's extremely calmed. So one day, as Deku's asleep, he feels something slithering up his arm. Something almost gooey. He doesn't pay attention to it. He just thinks, well, maybe my arm fell off the bed. Now, this thing enters Deku's body. Deku's mind space starts to get taken over. Deku's lashing about, screaming, kicking, but then it calms down. The thing is no longer trying to take Deku over. It settles to one part of itself, starts to multiply, starts to evolve. That's when Deku heard a weird voice in his head. I guess we found the original host. Deku would say, What do you mean? I, I, I have no idea what you're talking about. Who are you? What do you want from me? The black goo would appear in front of Deku, but this time, it's not in its basic form. Its muscular, brawny form, as you would see in the movie or the cartoons. No, it's it looks just like Deku, but this time with black hair. And it explains the situation. We are Venom. Well, not necessarily Venom, but all I want is just to live. I don't care about your goals, and I know you shouldn't even care about mine. But it turns out you're more valuable to me than I have anticipated. My original goal was just to take over your body, but it seems we can live in this vessel as two separate entities. So how about this? What are your goals, kid? Then Midoriya cheerfully says, I want to be a hero just like All Might. I want to be the number one. I want to be the greatest. That's when Venom starts to scoff and laugh. Kid, yeah, with us, you could be more than the greatest. You could rule the world. Our power is inevitable. It's undefeatable. It's uncomprehendable. Kid, I could take your wildest dreams and turn them into reality. Deku says, well, how would you do this? I don't have a quirk like that. That's when Venom gets angry. To hell with quirks. This flawed system of a world always depending on who's the strongest, depending on how powerful your little special puny power is. Well, guess what, kid? Me? I'm beyond your wildest dreams. Deku. Now, in this, Deku is more mature than you'd say. Deku's a little intrigued. Well, what couldn't you even do? Venom says with a smile. Well, it'd take an entire day to realize what my capabilities were. And as you're sitting here sleeping, I'm reproducing for some strange reason. And my offspring are stronger than the first. Deku says, so does that mean you're going to take over my body? All nervously. Venom says, no. I just want to bond with my host. We are symbiotes. Our original origins are unknown, but we know where we came from. The original host. And it turns out you are what I was looking for. Deku says, I, I have no idea what you're talking about. My quirk is just to calm the area around me. Venom states, no. It's not. Your quirk is to calm us. Everyone else is meaningless to you. We are your true source of power. If you think you can escape me, you got another thing coming, kid. So how about this? How about we bond? How about all of us bond? It'll be a little chaotic at first, but you'll get the hang of it. And then you can be whatever type of fucking hero you like. Well, Deku says, well, sure. I, I'm not really sure about this, but I mean, I feel like I can trust you. You may be scary, black, and intimidating, but inside you're nice. Venom starts to scoff. Nice. You may have seen deeper into me than I thought, kid. Don't give me false hope about this niceness that you say. Venom extends his hand. So, we got a deal? Deku reluctantly shakes it. Sure. The next morning, Deku wakes up saying, oh, that was a strange dream. He goes downstairs to eat, realizing he feels hungrier than usual. Deku's mom notices this. He eats 2 bowls of cereal, 12 sausages, 18 eggs, and 22 pieces of toast. This is just considering how much nutrients he'd have to put in to, stabilize the symbiotes. And in this, I'd say that Venom and the other symbiotes don't have to eat people. They can sustain off of regular nutrients due to the fact that Deku has another quirk called Original Host. This allows This is what attracted Venom to Deku. Deku. Oh my god, why do I keep saying Deku? I think I am trying to ship Baku and Deku. Deku. Bakugo and Deku. But no. So, his mom takes Venom. I mean, his mom takes Deku to the doctor to see what's wrong with him. The doctor states, after running tests, states that Deku has a parasite. This makes Venom mad. Parasite, you say? Parasite? How about I come out of this body and rip you in fucking half? But this wasn't the Venom you'd see in the movie where it became its own separate entity. No, it was speaking straight out of Deku's mouth. The doctor was perplexed. Deku's mom was staring in horror. What happened to her little boy? That wasn't a little boy, that was a demon, is what she thought. But then she said, maybe he manifested another quirk. The doctor said, the doctor was still frightened. But in a tone, he said, maybe. We don't know. Bakugo realized, oh my god. Deku realized this. Realized that he kept messing up. Realized what he was saying. But for some reason, it felt natural. The aggressive attitude, it just felt natural to him. So later on that day, Deku returned to school. I'd say he's about in middle school as of now. He returned to school, and no, he's in he's in like middle school. He returns to school and to another day of Bakugo bullying him for being well, no, not Bakugo bullying him, for people bullying him of him not having a powerful quirk, because Bakugo still wants to. I mean, Deku. Oh my God, Deku still wants to be a hero in this, and I'd say it's 2 months before the story begins in the anime, where it originally begins in the anime. Deku still wants to be a hero. People are people are bullying him for not having a powerful quirk, because the powerful in My Hero Academia are considered the strongest as they are. But this time, when Deku was being bullied, picked on, this time it's not Venom that responds. It's another, more unstable voice. Deku sees the the red goo start to come out of his arm. The doctor told him what his quirk was. Well, what his second quirk was. He was a mixture of split personality. So they called it. What should I name it? I'm gonna just say they called it symbiosis. They called it symbiosis. Well, ultimate symbiosis. The ability to bond and become one when Deku finally does. So, Deku sees the red tendril coming out of his arm. Well, not tendril. He sees the red goo coming out of his arm. He sees his nail. He sees the goos going to his nails and getting sharper, getting more and more weapon-like than he would anticipate. This time, Deku's fed up. He slams his head on the desk, his hand on the desk, in a rage of fury. But this voice doesn't sound like Deku. It sounds deadly. It sounds dangerous. It says, "Listen up, you little shits. I promise you, you keep talking about me, and I'll slaughter each one of you fuckers. You know, I don't really see why we don't just let loose in the middle of this classroom and decapitate each one of you fuckers." Everyone is stunned. This is not the original Deku they seen. They know. This is a different Deku. This is a dangerous Deku. Then they look at the desk to see his nails gripping, slicing the desk in half. Deku sits back down and lays his head on his lap and falls asleep. Because he's tired. He used 2 symbiotes in the day. So now we'll go to the beginning of the we'll go to the beginning of the anime. Deku said, the teacher says, "Well, who all wants to be a hero?" Now, Deku is more in tone with his symbiotes. Because as of now, he has anti-venom, he has venom, Carnage, Toxin, Agony, and Hybrid. The abilities he's had so far is Super Strength, Self Heal, Shapeshifting, Weapon Creation, Heightened Sensory, and his symbiotes have an enhanced reproduction system. He can also cling to walls, sling webs, and he has amazing sensory abilities. He can almost anticipate what's going to happen next. He calls it a spider sense. He says maybe it's just another part of my abilities. Now this time I'd say Deku's changed a lot over these 2 months. He's come into contact with different personalities, and sometimes they clash together, but Deku knows very well how to get out of a situation, how to be more tactical than most kids his age. So, the teacher asks, the teacher states, we have two people who want to go to UA, don't we? Deku says, I don't really care about it. Bakugo says, huh, you really think you're going to get into UA? With that villain quirk of yours? This pisses Deku off. Who? Oh yeah, white tendrils start to come out of Deku's face. It starts to almost surround his face. Everybody sees this. They know to be wary of Deku. They know not to piss him off. They've seen what happened. The reason as to Bakugo's transformation and behavior while he reverted to his old self was because all of Deku's calming aura started to be redirected to the symbiotes. It started to be used as a food source for the symbiotes. So Deku wouldn't have to slaughter innocent people. Now Deku just runs out of the classroom. He's pissed. He needs a way to, as you would say, let loose. He starts walking home. He looks online for a place where he can do heavy damage without people noticing. This time he sees a polluted beach. He decides that place will be good enough. Deku, in this, does take the shorter way home. I say this because, well, he's in a hurry. But before the slime villain even attacks, Deku senses its presence. That's when Deku turns into Venom. All you'd hear is, get your ass out here. The slime villain says, holy shit, kid. The hell is wrong with you? You know what? I'm taking over your body just for that. I need to escape that douchebag All Might. The slime villain nearly grabs Deku, tries to stick its unknown substance into the pores of his skin, into his body. Then all of a sudden, the symbiotes collide into one. Then you just hear a menacing voice. Sorry, buddy, but this vessel's occupado. I'm gonna need you to get the fuck out of my face before I demolish you. As Deku's face starts to get consumed within his own symbiote transformation. So I'm gonna leave it here. And well, I just hope you guys like it. I'll be doing part two either tomorrow or the next day, because I will need suggestions on the last video, suggestions of the name of his quirk on the last video, and you know, I'll see you guys next time.